Okay, so do you guys know that trend that's going around that's like, my name is Pink and it's really nice to meet you. You recommended to me by some people, that kind of thing. I want to do that, but with my characters, with my persona. Let's do it.
My name is Pink and I'm really glad to meet you. You're recommended to me by some people. Hey, ooh, is this illegal? Hey, ooh, it feels illegal.
So like I said, as you may or may not know, this is a hot trend that's going on right now. So that means I need to get this drawing done quickly. And I want to record my process because why the frick not, okay? So I'm going to record my process and I'm going to do it digitally. I don't know. I kind of want to animate it, but we're just going to see how well and how quickly I get this done because I did already make what is it called? Like a Tune Me? Not a Tune Me. Yeah, a Tune Me, but no, like little persona animation thing. I'll probably put it onto the corner right there. And I want to do that trend because I recently just got my curly hair back from having box braids for like a month or so. So I want to do that as like curly hair's back and I look like my drawings type situation thing, especially since there's a trend going on where you're drawing yourself and your art versus the way how you actually look. And I recently participated in that trend, guys, and you guys blew up that short. Thank you, by the way, because you guys have been really blowing up my shorts recently, and it's been getting like 20 to 25,000 views like within like, go on now, like a day or two. So that's really good, and I want to do this trend. So let me take you to my tablet and let's start drawing. Okay, so right now I'm trying to find the reference photo for the pose I want to draw my persona in, and I kind of want her to be like from up here. You get it? So this is kind of like the behind scenes, but you can actually see the footage. And my bed is a mess. Let me just move this over here so it's not like in frame. Okay, I think that's better. I want it to be like from up here. I want her hand to be like here. It's like, my name is Pink and it's not the lotion. You recommended to me by some people. Okay. That probably looks like very cringy, but that's just kind of like the behind the scenes of content creation. I love my hair so much. Okay. Okay, so I took the reference photos and I'm just gonna kind of take them out piece by piece. This is such a bad, this is kind of embarrassing, not even lying, but let me see if I can do this in. This is my reference photo, and thanks to, I guess, iPhone, you get to remove the background just by holding on to the picture, and actually separated my actual body from my hand up here, which is gonna actually be helpful to create this illustration. So yeah, guys, right now I'm just working on the sketch. Believe it or not, this sketch is the most important part of your creation process, because if the sketch isn't right, then the rest of the illustration won't be right either. So I made sure to get my foundation secure and solid before I moved on to inking and coloring. It took me a while to create a drawing I was satisfied with because, like I said, I wanted to draw this character from a high perspective, which means there would have been a lot of foreshortening. And though foreshortening and perspective has been something I've actually been consistently working on, it's still a struggle for me to get quite right. So I ended up doing something I've actually never done before, which is to trace my reference photo, which was a picture of course, myself, which you guys totally didn't see from a few minutes ago. But yeah, tracing provides you with a lot of benefits to improve your art and to learn, but you should never ever trace somebody else's artwork and call your own. That is just stealing, and not the good kind where you take inspiration from, like take it and make something your own. No, that's bad. So I just wanted to put that out there for the artist babes and the newbies, new to the artist community and what we do, but that's not what we're going to do. So after I traced my reference photo, I drew it again, which is the drawing that you see me drawing right now, and I put my reference photo underneath this drawing to kind of fix up the perspective and to see if what I drew was accurate. Anyway, doing this really helped me out, and I did learn a lot of things. I really want to practice on that, and I feel like doing that would really help me a lot. Perspective is hard, guys, but I feel like once I nailed that skill, it'll just boost me up another level. As I was just sitting here thinking about what I just said, it reminded me of when I was a very much beginner artist and how I would take my favorite school storybooks and like put a paper on top and then draw my favorite characters, and then go around the school and be like, oh yeah, I did this. And be like, no, you traced. I'll be like, nuh-uh. I'll be going to that and be like, no, I promise you, I did not trace this, knowing full well I did. Bro, I feel like everybody has done that at least one time in their life, but you really don't want to do that, like, but don't like post it to social media. Come on, guys, don't do that. Are we past the elementary stage? Okay, but it just saying that just made me think of when I was little. Moving forward from that topic, I recorded a little bit of my screen, then I went to the screen recording video from Ibis Paint. I like doing this because it provides you guys with both views of digital art and me creating this illustration. You kind of already see the time lapse of, on this speed draw, but you can also see me actually creating it. But yeah, I constantly kept putting up my past drawing of another like foreshortened drawing of my persona so I can get the colors correct and all that jazz. I just really had a lot of fun creating this illustration. When creating this, I had to separate each layer. So that means I had the sketch on one layer and the eyes on another, along with the mouths, hands, and eyebrows. Like I said, this is not my first time doing something like this, so if you guys want to do this too, you can choose on how many things you want to be able to move or change. This is just what I've chosen to do. It took me about 2 to 3 days to have this mini animation completed, but in total, I spent around 9 hours, which when I think about it is kind of crazy, but everybody has different drawing speeds. But yeah, guys, I just thought I'd share that with you just in case if you guys wanted to participate in this trend too. And if you end up doing this, please tag me because I would really love to see it. Let's see if we can make this a new trend. I think it would be so cool to see other artists tap into this. But after I got all my drawings finished, it was time to ink and color this drawing. My process is kind of the same as my traditional art process. I feel like every time, I always say this, every time I do digital art, I completely forget what I'm doing until I get like into it. But I was thinking to color my sketch before I ink it, which is do the line art, but I quickly backtracked and did the line art, then colored. It was just easier. It's just easy for me, and it kind of just brings it back home to what I do traditionally. Anyway, shading the shirt was so difficult for me for absolutely no reason. I felt like towards the end, either I was getting tired or I really just don't know how to render clothing, but I really need to practice on how to shade clothing and folds and all that. Which is funny I say that because in my last video, I was drawing folds and all types of like bends and stuff in clothing for my princess persona, which I made. Which if you guys haven't checked that out or watched that video yet, you guys should definitely go watch it. I had a lot of fun creating it, and it's fan art, so yeah. But other than pleat folds, I feel like I always get a little abstract with the rendering in clothing, and having line art with abstractness doesn't really mesh well together. But that's just me being nitpicky on my own art. We're heading towards the end of this illustration creation process, and I'm just finishing up the details, rendering a little bit more, getting the mouth, the eyebrows, the hand, everything together. One thing I do wish I changed when creating this illustration is to do a background of some sort. Obviously, backgrounds take a long time to do, but I wish I would have done something more. Like I added a little character to the bottom, which is kind of cut off. You guys will see the whole thing at the end, but yeah, don't ask me what the character is, what this animal thing is. Make a guess in the comments below. It can be a mush of different animals or just one. Do I know myself what it is? Maybe, I don't know. I just wanted something cute and weird, different at the bottom. I don't really know if it gave everything it needed to give. I feel like if I would have made a floor and a background and would have looked better, but it's fine. And that is all for this illustration. Here is a quick time lapse of everything that I did. Very happy with the final product. In total, there was about 20 photos, 2 to 3 for each hand movement. I'll probably end up showing you guys all the photos so that you guys can get a better grasp of what 2 to 3 means for each hand movement. It's basically when I move my hand up and down in the animation. Now, I'm sure there are better and easier ways to do this, but I simply just animated this in my editing software, VLLO. In case if you guys were wondering, you can do it in CapCut and other editing things that you've done. It's basically like if anybody was around during Gacha life and that whole, wow, that was a long time ago. It's basically like that. So that is it, my guys, my peeps, my audience. That is how I animated my persona to this popular song that's going around right now. I hope you guys enjoyed. Make sure you guys like and subscribe and comment down if you guys learned anything, if you guys think this is a cool idea, a trend that other artists should participate in, and let me know if I helped you with any of the tips I gave you. Alright, I hope you guys have a Pichassi perfect blessed day or night, and I hope to see you in the next video. Bye!